Hello and welcome back or welcome to my channel. My name is Magick Bun and I am so happy to have you here. Alright, so if you know by now everything that you need to know about these videos, you know what to do. You can go down to the description box. I'll see you in just a moment. Everyone else who is new here, welcome on in. Hi, thank you for checking out this video. I truly do appreciate it. This is a pick a pile video, as you can tell by the title and the thumbnail. This is about what it is that you need to be focusing on, okay? What is currently, by the time you see this video, it will be in perfect alignment. It is meant to be seen at the right time of your life that you need to see this, okay? So again, what is it that you need to have your focus on? And this is not the full pick a pile. I'll actually will be shuffling live some of the other oracle cards. You know, I just wanted to kind of have these starter piles here so you can kind of get a vibe of your reading. Maybe there's a particular tarot deck that you're being drawn to, okay? All right, so we also have these oracle cards. This is what's going to start off the reading, and then we will move to tarot and pull in some more oracle. All right, and so I will give you a moment. You can always pause this at any time. Take a few deep breaths if you need to. What is the first instinct, intuition, gut feeling? What pile? Do you see pile 1, 2, or 3? Left, middle, or right? You know, really think about it. You could have a combination, you know, of piles, of course. I won't say no to that. But this is so maybe you can have a more of a guidance, so maybe something you can be more attuned to, more aware of for this style reading. And once you really have thought about it, you've picked your pile, just go to the description box below this and you will see a timestamp. It will say pile 1, pile 2, pile 3 with a set of numbers next to it. You click that and it will fast forward to your reading. So you don't have to wait through. If you picked pile number 3, you don't have to try to fast forward through these two. You can just click it and it will take you straight there, okay? All right, I think that's about covers it. Remember that these are general readings for a lot of people who watch this video, so not everything may resonate with you, and that is okay. You know, you trust your instincts when you need to understand what is meant for you and what isn't, because that could be a message for somebody else. Just wanted to bring that to your attention. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them in the description or in the comment section. I would love to read them. I'd love to help you out if I could. You know, you can join the Discord if you would like for more tarot content. Follow me on Instagram, on Twitter. I'm very active in all of my social medias. And occasionally I do stream live on Twitch where we have open queues so you can join. And I'll be doing the same for Instagram as well. All right, I think that's about it. I will see you in your reading. Hello, pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. All right, let's get started with the oracle card to kind of give us a theme for this reading, okay? Caution. Keep your guard up. So this is something that you need to be focusing in on. There we go. My autofocus. Oh, we got it for a second there, but that is an ongoing joke on this channel, is about the autofocus of this camera. All right, so we've got caution, keep your guard up. What is it that you need to be cautious of, though? Are there people could be using you? Are you getting false information? Don't believe everything that you read off the internet. You know, stuff like that can be that. We're going to get a more direct answer using this tarot right here. But so let's find out. What do you need to be cautious about? And for some of you, you might need to do a cleanse and redo your protection rituals or spells. For some of you, this is just, you know, actually making sure that your house is secure and protected, or that your space is secure and protected. You know, just doing a glance over and just, you know, it doesn't hurt to kind of like double check these things, like your locks, security systems. You know, sometimes technology can be fickle, so, you know, just double check that. You know, it doesn't hurt to be extra cautious in this. But this could also be dealing with being cautious towards people, someone that might be using you, draining your energy. But let us take a closer look onto what you should be cautious about. First up, death. And I know I know that is very scary. This does not mean actual like literal death. This is more in the spiritual sense. Some of you are being very cautious about a cycle coming to an end, very cautious about a rebirth. This could be a bit of stagnant energy to where we need to release this. You need to grow. You need to be able to prosper, that you need to understand that death is fair in all ways. It has no favorites, okay? And some people, it's more about curiosity about death, like being careful, being cautious, about your obsession with it. If you're like, I'm really into the macabre, being very cautious with that. But don't take this would come up for a caution. Have your guard up. Okay, but let's see. The challenge, we have the Magician in reverse. Let me show the Magician upright if my camera will decide to work with me. Don't mind all my dog hair. As above, so below. So we have it in reverse, and this is kind of about a challenge for you is actually being super cautious. You're very much so, I want to take action. I want to do it now. I do not have the patience. I do not have I want it, and I want it now. And it's like we're having a hard time being able to ground those ideas, though. Your idea might not even be clear. And this is where it's like that cautious of like, you need to transform that idea. You need to see it burn to ashes, being torn down, and pick up the scraps that really matter to you. For some of you, this is about having a challenging moment, trusting a lot of like the tools that are in front of you, trusting your resources, making sure they're reliable, trusting in your own magic, being like, I don't feel connected to the divine. Or for some of you, your ancestors, because we have the death card here, this could be past ancestors that have been trying to give you a message of caution that only you will know, or you'll be able to see the signs for it, and you're not feeling connected. You're just trying to put like a wall between you and them when they're trying to reach out to you and give you this sort of guidance, right? And we have the Ace of Swords as an invitation, and we have the Ace of Cups. This is your crowning card for this spread right here. So trying to refill your cups. We've got two aces. Kind of like after the rebirth, like I said, there's so much on your plate right now. We also see this, like so much on your table, you need to be able to shake it off. And we also, when we have the Magician with two aces here, this is actually being very, very specific, because if my camera could focus in, on the table here, which I will just try to tell you because my camera just doesn't want to work sometimes. We have a sword, a pentacle, a cup, and a wand. So since we have both like the Ace of Swords and Cups, it kind of tells us like, these are the actions that you are in charge of. You have these. You have your heart and your mind as one, and you can do so much with that power once you bring those into alignment, that you're in balance between your heart and your mind, your creativity, and you're able to vocalize that creativity. You're able to take it because these are like also have been visualized as like a gift from spirit, a gift of communication, a gift of creativity, that you're bursting with this creative force. But where you might be losing focus then is the finances. For some of you, that is finances, with the pentacles being present here, and the energy with the wands being there. Not like spiritual energy, but I mean like physical energy in order to get things done. Okay, you might be having a hard time finding the energy and the motivation to do things. We have death here, which could be just like sleeping like the dead. Like you're sleeping a lot. You're very lethargic. You're very, having a hard time getting your momentum going. And maybe it's because you haven't found yet the right form of communication. Or the right kind of spark, that aha moment of where you're like, oh, wow. You know what, this is something I actually want to delve in deeper about. This is really changing my perspective, changing my mind, really helping to bring in that motivation for you. And for some of you, it's because you need to refill your cup. You need to be more focused onto the beauty and the creativity that you hold, that power that you have, finding your muse, your inspiration. And for some of you, this simply means you need to be drinking more water. Like that's sometimes the literal meaning of like an Ace of Cups. Like, yes, drink some more water, you know, taking care of your body, your hydration. Some of you might be a calling, because we're seeing that transformation happening. Some of you might need that transformation because this is Scorpio energy. I should have mentioned that as well. This is Scorpio energy. We've got that water energy being right here. And Ace of Cups is a symbolization of all the water. So it'd be Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. So we're kind of seeing that here. You have a creative idea, but you're trying to push it through. You gotta be more cautious about that. You don't want to go in there and like, I'm just thinking like, you know, sword swinging, and then you end up hurting yourself, or you happen to say something wrong. The communication isn't there, because the Magician is ruled by Mercury, which rules over both Gemini and Virgo. But Mercury is a planet of communication. Fast acting, but when we see it in reverse, it's just really hard to do so. You need to have more patience, be more cautious before your next move. Yeah, and for a lot of you, that's going to be in a form of communication, and connecting. For some of you specifically, connecting with your spirit guides. In reverse, the Magician can be someone of trickery. If you're trying to connect spiritually, be cautious to make sure that you are connecting with the right guides. And for some of you, you need to leave an offering of a beverage of some sort. It could be literally just water. Water's very popular, you know, and it's very normal to leave out water. For some of you, it might be leaving out water, maybe milk, wine. I'm seeing just like whiskey, some hard liquor, like to your ancestors who have gone in the past. Like, you can pour a drink out for them. Do not neglect them. Like, you don't want them, they want to be looking after you, they want to send you the sign. If you're too cautious in the sense of like you're not connecting with your ancestors, and like really listening deeply that you are connecting with the right set of ancestors, like, you have to understand like your culture, your background, if you can. And for some of you who don't know who your ancestors are, they know you. Trust that they know you. And they're wanting to send you a message. And for some who don't believe in ancestors or like connecting with ancestors, you're more about like the energy of the universe. This still goes hand in hand, making sure that if you're working with deities or you're working with the energy of the universe, that you're being very clear with your communication. And for some of you, you need to switch over the style of communication. If you're not being able to say the words, you're not able to find the words to say, maybe you need to write. Maybe you need to sing it. Dedicate songs to get your feelings out there. Remember, with cups, it's also about emotions. Being able to show that out there, to listen to music. That can also be a sign from spirit. You can also do like, there's some things where like you can say, hey, this message, what is the message I need to hear? Like one of your favorite playlists or whatever, and like you hit like the shuffle button, like, you know, you could do 3 times, 4 times, 7 times, whatever you feel comfortable doing, and whatever number you pick, and then the song that plays after you shuffle it X amount of times is like the message you need to hear. So that could be something that some of you might want to do. All right, so let us bring in some oracle. What is something that pile number 1 should surrender? Need to surrender in order to bring more focus. Surrender to the magic of who you are. We all have magic in us, even in the mundane aspects of life. Remember that you are a magical being with uniqueness and worth that comes from just being you. Excuse me. And another thing about the Magician that makes me think how these two are very much entwined is, in reverse, the Magician can also represent hidden talents that are not in use. You're not delving in deeper within yourself into like the deep waters of your emotions, of your powers, because you're too cautious of them. You're not prepared, like you feel like you're not prepared to embrace the magic that is within your heart, that is within your body, that is within your mind, okay? That these are hidden talents about like a force of communication or a thought that you have that is a talent and a part of your magic. Okay, so that's what I think about that one. Let me see, since we're talking so much about magic, let's just bring in at least one green witch oracle card. Victory and 4-4. You might be seeing 4-4 a lot. Fours relate to the Emperor, which is interesting because there is a crown here. So victory. Oh, we also have the symbol for Aries, which is again related to the Emperor. So very interesting. We're going to pull a bonus one too. Stimulation. 18, more Aries. But we have air and fire energy, which is the air or the fire energy that is coming from this is kind of like a new thing. We don't have any fire technically. I mean, a little bit with the magician, but it's in reverse. But we have a lot of water and air energy. But for some of you might be seeing victory. We're seeing also a repeat. I can't remember if you're able to pick this up. A lot of red. So red might be a card, or I'm saying a card because I'm also seeing a red table, red cloth. Red might be a color that is calling to you to help you bring in focus. You might see something in red that is a sign of victory, and kind of like, again, trying to get that fire going, trying to take that initiative. Kind of like when you kind of start getting things in order, like you're taking charge of then your communication, like you're double checking how your communication is coming off, you're beginning anew, you're beginning a fresh start, you're kind of get that stimulation to keep going then. And you'll have victory towards that. Okay. Let's bring in at least a tea leaf from this pile. Yeah, so I see a lot of work because we might be needing to reframe something because this is table. Hard work ahead, and we have that table right here with the magician. Some hard work. Like I said, you have the power of these two elements and these two, the tools, you know, between air and your mental, your thoughts and emotions with the cups and like with your heart. But there's some hard work to be done thinking about like the finances, wanting to be more cautious with your finances so that you're not misspending, and making sure that you have the energy to take things on. This could be also, if you feel like you're taking in a lot, like you need to surrender some of those things and focus in on just like two aspects of this new project that you're trying to do. Like you can't do everything. You'll have more victory if you focus in only on one thing, one or two things. Oh, and you might be seeing 111s a lot too, which is another message. Like again, if you're trying to say like you're trying to get messages from your ancestors, again, you might be seeing 444, and you might be seeing 111. Hamlet, taking a vacation physically or mentally. Physically or mentally, trying to just take a vacation. Some of you might actually just be going on vacation soon, needing that break. Some of you, if you're being very cautious, this might be straining your mental health. So maybe you need to take a break, like a breather. Maybe you need to talk to someone about it. There's always, you know, like I said, when this card brings up mundane aspects, like they're the go-to fix that you want to try first before having to resort to magic as well. Keep that in mind. Also, kind of like after the hard work you put in, you're gonna have a good rest. That's what I'm seeing here too. Okay, I'm just pulling these. I didn't really think about any of this while I was doing this live. Let us end your reading then, pile one, with a nice self-care card. What is something that you can do for yourself? Interesting. If you're seeing a lot of ones and you picked pile 1, that's something too. There's something to be said. We have using your hands. And this is what I'm saying, like maybe some of you, this is like a creative project that you have to be more hands on. That's why we see like creating a cup. You might be creating a vase. Some of you like are actually getting crafty. Some of you might be building a table. Spending time with animals, stuffed animals count, or watching cute cat videos totally count, or being on TikTok and watching cute animal videos totally count. But if you have an animal that you can cuddle with, you know, this is your sign to do so. Spend some time with them. It can really help to de-stress you. For some of you, it could just be having some time out in nature. And then we have make a vision board. This might really open your mind up, well, your eye, and your mind to the possibilities. Like, you know, a lot of the hard work, you might need to have that stimulation of being able to visualize it. You need to see where you're going. So creating a vision board, and this person is showing them like put out, you know, pictures and putting it on a wall. You can do this digitally. You can do this like via Instagram, saving it to a board. You know, you can do stuff like that. You don't have to make it actually printable or cutting things out from a magazine. You can do it digitally too. All right, pile number 1, this was your reading. Thank you so much for being here for it. I hope this helped to kind of bring things into focus for you, kind of give you a path. You have a lot to think about, you know, being very cautious, letting cycles come to an end so they can transform into something better for you, focusing on your communication, and more so how your communication, once your mind and your heart come into focus, and you know what you want, mind, body, and soul, that type of stuff, you can put in the hard work so you can deal with your energy and finances after that. Okay, those are the things that are left on the table that are going to need your attention. All right, if you enjoyed this reading, please, you know, give the video a thumbs up. If this resonated with you, please let me know in the comments below, you know, and if you would like to do an energy exchange with me as a tip, please feel free to do so, but it is not necessary. You can give me a tip via Ko-Fi, and it goes towards updating and upgrading things for my recording setup here and for new Oracle and Tarot decks to use here for your convenience. All right, thank you again so much, and check me out on all my other socials. Join the Discord if you like, and I will catch you in the next one. Hello, pile number 2. All right, let's get right into your reading. Let's find out what it is that you need to be focusing in on. First up is the Oracle, then we'll bring into the Tarot to kind of bring in more focus with this Oracle, but we have trust, faith in the power of the universe. So a lot of you must be really needing to focus in on trusting the universe, the plan that it has out for you. This could also be if you work with ancestors, with deities, trust and faith in them that they are protecting you, that they're guiding you, they're trying to do their best for you, even when it feels like luck or karma, if you believe in that, isn't on your side. This is more about taking that leap of faith when it comes to making decisions, but let us focus in on the tarot to kind of bring into what it is about this trust that is an issue for you, or what can you do to better trust the universe. We have fear. I'm saying we have strength in reverse, which is like fear. Like your fears are bigger in your mind than what they actually are, or that you don't have the patience. I kind of get this. Some of you are like, I don't have patience for the universe. I want to take charge. I want to see how far I can go. For some of you, that's like, you know, the opposing sign of this, but a lot of you, this is more about like fear of your own potential. We've got 5 of elixirs, and elixirs in this tarot deck are cups, so this would be like 5 of cups here. Some of you might be going through a lot of not just distress, but a lot of grief, a lot of sadness, trying to bury that sadness and not bring it to the surface. Like you don't want to acknowledge it, which is then building up, and it's causing you a lot of anxiety, causing you a lot of fear, causing a lot of like like they said, that distrust in the universe, maybe because like a lot of bad things that have happened to you recently, and so like, you're like, how can the universe be on my side, when in reality it's trying to make room for something bigger and better for you. And then we have the Knight of Elixirs, which, so this would be like the Knight of Cups. We've got Pisces energy, we've got Leo energy. Pisces energy here is that big dreamer, seeing things in a new way, having that patience. In reverse, it's kind of like you're being very small, you're being very like, you know, like we said, like distrusting. There could be someone that it could be draining you, someone that is bringing in this grief that is causing you fear, so maybe you need to put boundaries. And this is your crowning card. This is the Suit of Rods. Rods are wands in this tarot deck. 3 of Wands you have for here. So trying to see your own potential. Like I was saying earlier, some of you might be missing out on your full potential. You're too scared to trust yourself with how far you can go. You feel like maybe if you tried something in the past, it was a dream that you had that it didn't go to plan. So you're like, why should I bother trying to do this again? When in reality, you have to learn what went wrong. Where in your heart did you know that it didn't work out because you didn't like put your all into it, or like you missed something, and so this time around you're not going to miss that. It was a lesson learned so you can try and do better again. And with each step, it's progression. You're not going to let these fears hold you back from your full potential. For some of you, your energy is just not matching your emotions. Your energy is just so low versus your emotions are so high that it's just kind of like you need to be able to have that peace. You need to be able to make that peace. Like, feel your emotions, okay? Acknowledge them. Know that they are there. Definitely a very strong reading here. I'm getting a lot of you are just having a lot of distrust on the universe because of something that has happened to you, a challenge that you went through that was about your heart, your emotions, that just didn't go right. And it kind of killed your dreams. That's what I'm seeing here, especially because the Knight is like one of the dreamiest nights out of all of the nights, out of all the cards in the tarot. It could have been about romance. It could have just been about self-love for some of you. For some of you, this isn't about romance with another partner. This could be just like in romance, or just like self-love for yourself. And like I said, for a lot of you, I'm just getting like this really big vibe of like you can't trust in the universe. Like in your mind, you're like, I can't trust in the universe to make my wishes come true because so many things have gone wrong. And it's like, but what are the blessings? When something left you, what did you replace it with? What was now an opportunity for you? Where have you started, instead of repeating the cycle of like, I've gotten this far until step 3, I'm going to go back and redo 1 and 2. Like, because there's a bit of perfectionism going in on there. You know, it's like you're going to make mistakes and it's okay. You're going to learn from those mistakes, and then you're going to make more mistakes. And then you're going to do this pattern over and over again, but you're going to see growth in phases. If you let this grief hold you back, you're not going to be able to move past your fears. And this is about enduring. This is about having patience, having courage, and not letting these fears hold back your potential. Have faith in the universe. For some of these things, it's about giving it up and surrendering it to spirit so that you can bring your focus elsewhere. But like, I can only change so much, or I only have so much control over something. I need to let this go so that I can put more focus where I can actually have more control. Which, let's bring in some surrender cards. Pile number 2, what is it that you need to surrender? Okay. Surrender to passion. Get out of your head and feel the fire in your belly. Focus on the people or activities that ignite your passion and let it flow. You don't really get that much more perfect with this surrender card to what your situation is here. This is about getting out of your head. Like I said, for some of you, it's more about like past actions that are holding you back from the present and from where you can go in the future. Kind of like some of you can kind of visualize what the future looks like, but then this moment of negativity or distrust. Like I said, for some of you, it's not even about the universe. This is distrust in yourself. Like, I will never be able to get that done, goes through your mind, and it's like you need to squash those thoughts, or you need to like more of like, okay, when you hear that in your mind, how can you flip it now to make it more work for you? And for some of you, this is about finding that passion. Maybe the dream you had wasn't actually on par with your heart. Maybe that was somebody else's dream that you were taking on for yourself, and that's why it wasn't working out for you. Okay, let me think. I want to use these cards. I am picking the oracles live. I did not pre-pick them. I'm just I wanted to see what the tarot had to say, and then I'm picking what I feel would match the reading. If you're wondering why I'm like talking out loud when I'm picking a card. All right, pile number 2. What else does Spirit want you to know? Starry Cannon, look for the light in the dark. Optimism, hope, and inspiration. Oh my gosh, you're gonna, like, we have these emotions. We have the water that is present here, and like the earth peeking through. Just look at the beauty of this card. And actually, I know my camera, it's kind of hard to see this because also I have got a little bit of pink lighting on for ambiance. Let me see if I can focus in on these. The colors of these two cards are very, very similar. From like the cannons here to this color here. And then how it fades to this purple. It's all around this card here. Even these colors are very, like, we can see like the cards blending into each other beautifully. And the Starry Cannon, look for the light in the darkness. In this moment of grief, what is something that you can dream about that makes you happy, brings you joy, that kind of like, again, like where you can see this potential where you'd be like, all right, faith in the universe, you know, let's start small. Let's start with this dream. I'm passionate about it. I'm like, I want to speak about it. I want to bring this to the light. I'm finding hope again. Okay. And then the card at the bottom of this deck, which we put these over there. Sky Library. Learn from your past, lessons, guidance, and wisdom. Look towards this grief that you've had in the past as a lesson. Remember, we're just talking about that. This is a lesson. For some of you, this is dealing with past life grief. You feel like you're maybe in a cycle that doesn't stop, and that's why you're like having such distrust of the universe. And it's like, this is just a lesson that you need to learn in order to move on. Instead of repeating the same mistake over and over again, it's like stopping and retracing your steps. What did you just do? How did you get to this point? What can you do differently now the next time? Don't give up on your dreams. Find something that you're passionate about. Pile number 2. Okay, I'm putting these cards over here. Definitely getting some self-care cards. I'm just not sure just yet. I want to see if there's anything else. Why not? Let's pull a tea leaf. See if any cards flip out. We've got one, which is ladder climbing toward success. Okay, we've got a staircase climbing. Once you've learned this lesson, focused in on this lesson from your grief that you've been feeling, whether it's towards this dream that you've had. What is it? Great personal sorrow. Oh my gosh. Okay, pile number 2. You might be really, really, really hurting, but you're gonna be leading towards success. Like, you know, you have to feel your feelings, ask for guidance from the universe. Some of you might literally want to like pick up a book and research. Maybe some of you want to do some research on past life experiences, better to express, or other books about expressing your emotions. The lesson, when you've learned, it's going to bring you great personal sorrow And like I said, this could be dealing with a person because we have a court card, we have a knight card here, someone that might have like brought that, but like don't let it hurt you. There's more passion heading your way. There is success heading your way once you've kind of conquered these fears. Okay, we have to move on to a self-care card for sure. And I think after this we might do an affirmation for you, pile number 2. I'm pretty sure we are. Ooh, very, very, very powerful reading of your focus in is on your grief and how you can like bring it to acceptance so that you can now see your potential. And trust that the universe is guiding you to do this for a reason. Like I said, for some of you, it is grief towards a creative project. It can be grief towards a certain person. You may feel like crying. It's like, let it out. Let it out. You'll feel so much better. So let's see, what is some self-care that pile number 2 can do? Because you're going to need some self-care after all this. Singing. Some of you, you might want to put your words in a form of a song. Maybe there's a song that you can really blast. That will be like a cleanse for you, or that has the expression. Like if you can't vocalize what your grief is about, maybe there's a song that can do it for you. Movement. Some of you with just movement and singing might need to go out dancing. You might just need to move around. You need to go for a walk. You need to do some gentle stretches. You know, you just need to move your body. You kind of have to like shake it out is kind of like the thought I'm getting. You know, like when you're talking about your emotions, you're just like, oh my gosh, like trying to shake it. Like I said, and also like you're trying to sing in a way. Maybe some of you are passionate about singing, passionate about moving, some sort of movement that maybe you want to get into. And then on the card, which is interesting because I have this right here. So movement, some of you might want to build strength, but we also have connect with fire. Kind of like after all of this emotion has come into you, some of you need to like cut connections by connecting with fire. If you can safely do so, like you can put into a piece of paper, you know, the things you want to say to someone or to the situation, you know, the lessons that you've learned, you're writing it down, but you don't want to hold on to it any longer. Like you've learned it and you're ready to let it go so that you can move on towards success. If you can safely do so, you might want to do like a burning bowl ritual where you can write that in a piece of paper and throw it into a fire. Otherwise, this is just connecting with, again, it speaks more of the passion, the energy. For some of you, this is fire magic, candle magic you might want to connect with. There could be songs about fire that you want to do. For some of you, I'm seeing like with movement, maybe there's like heated yoga out there, something that you can kind of sweat it all out. Sometimes that helps because like you're trying to do something like physically, so then you get so tired that maybe you can deal with your emotions afterwards and just kind of like you're getting it all out. All right, I'm running out of space here. I'm trying to figure out where to put the card. I'm gonna have to put you right here. And I definitely believe pile number 2, you definitely need an affirmation. You need some words of encouragement, something. Something that you need to hear right now, since you're dealing with a lot of grief and sorrow. Let me get over here without grabbing other cards. Okay, hopefully this will come into view. A lot of people who watch this know I love using these cards, especially live on stream. And there's a hidden gremlin on the front or back of the card. It will look like this, but grayed out. So feel free to join in the game. It means you can pause at any time. As long as my camera decides to play fair and focus in, you might be able to find the gremlin. You can leave a comment if you found the gremlin. Does that help? Also, don't mind the dog fur. As I maintain a detailed vision of what I desire, I become one with my desires. Excuse me. By creating a vision, you set a focus for where you are heading in life. If you follow the direction of your vision, you will create the life of your dreams. If you fail to create your own vision, others will make it for you by placing ads, commercials, billboards, religion, politics, traditions, and spray tan machines around you. Do yourself a solid and define your future without outside influences. Believe, take relevant action, and your vision will become your reality. There you go. I couldn't think of a perfect card to end your reading with. This is about seeing that vision, seeing your potential, not letting grief kind of hold you back. You know, it's okay to feel sad. It's okay to have that moment. Just don't let it take over your world. You know, for some of you, it's just about doing little actions, little steps, building your own ladder, you know, finding those little joys, those happiness while you climb your way out of this moment so you can put your faith back into the universe, you know, making sure you express yourself. And for some of you, it's about the vision of where you see your potential going. All right, pile number 2, thank you so much for being here for your reading. I truly appreciate it. Please make sure to thumbs up, subscribe, share with a friend. You know, I really truly appreciate the help for my videos. If you did enjoy it, if it resonated with you, please drop a comment down below. I do appreciate it, and I love responding and reading your comments. That's about it. If you feel inclined to do so, it is not required, but you can always send a tip via my Ko-Fi. Any tips help to take care of getting me more decks to use for you, for private readings, and for content creation like this. And like upgrading like this camera so I can get a camera that does that better focus. Okay, that's about it. And thank you again for so much for being here. I truly, truly appreciate it, and I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye. Hello, pile number 3. All right, let us jump right into it. Of course, we're starting with the Oracle to kind of give us a theme for this whole reading. What is it that you need to focus in on? We've got action. Awaken the warrior person within you. Okay, so taking action. For some of you, you might have been putting something off. You know what this action is about. We're going to get more focus into this action here with the tarot card. So we're going to see this kind of pointing in the right direction, taking action in the right path. For some of you, this is just about like killing that procrastination. Okay, so let us use the tarot. Let's find out. Well, we have the Death card. Now, this is about Scorpio energy. This is about transformation. This is about taking action on your transformation. No more hesitation. You're ready for this big change to happen. You're ready to let go of the past. You're seeing the light of day happen again. For some of you, this is putting an end to an action so that you begin anew as well. And a great challenge for you, though, might be dealing with finances. You want to take action, but your current situation doesn't allow you to do so. Maybe you don't have enough research, or this is not, because this is a page. This is a page of earth, or, well, yes, earth signs, earth magic energy, with the page of pentacles. Sorry, I'm trying to think of it. Sometimes they say coins, but it's also pentacles. But in reverse, some of you might be, like I said, when I was talking about procrastination, some of you have been acting kind of childish, or there's been a child like kind of preventing you from taking action that you have to now think as you're the bigger person. How do you get over this, and how they don't have any control anymore? This is about you having that power. 10 of Swords, and then what do we have? 8 of Swords. Okay, so I'm seeing the bigger picture here. This is definitely about a cycle, a mental thought you've been locked up by that only you have been entrapped with. You know, you're not been wanting to see it. You have to have more faith and trust in your intuition to see what is going on around you. This is about a cycle. You need to be open. No matter how painful this cycle is, you need to be able to have it. And we have like this symbol right here. So you can see here where the gold is shining, if my camera allows to show that. That's kind of like the sun rays, the sunlight peeking through the mountains in the background. And the same kind of goes for here. We see actually the sun peeking through here. It's like the sun is rising upon us. Okay, and this is about taking that action, releasing yourself and liberating your thoughts, thinking bigger, not thinking small, like how this page is kind of here, very cautious, not taking any risks, because the page is also related to the Fool card in the Major Arcana. We see elements of the pages brought into that. For some of you, this is about more of like you're taking focus in on your action, not your inactions that are happening. But this is mainly about procrastination. You have been stopping yourself, and whether you're putting these thoughts into your head of because it's not practical, it's not feasible, or if you can't hold it, touch it, smell it, you can't control your senses around it because it is just like in theory, it's just in your head. You haven't pushed forward with this idea, with this action, because you don't also know where it's going to lead. There's a lot of hesitation in there. You're not wanting to take the risk. You feel childish doing so versus trusting your instinct. Literally, like, put your mind to rest, and what would your gut instinct tell you to do? Trust in that action. That is your power. You don't want to limit yourself. This is about dreaming and thinking bigger for you. This is where this, like the invite, I know this doesn't look like a happy ending, and it's just kind of like, well, at least it's over. It's done with. I've dealt with it. That wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I can now move on to the next phase of my life because we're allowing this transformation to happen. Okay? All right, let me push these cards here. We'll touch base back onto them, but I do want to bring in some oracle cards. Like, I'm also trying to think if there's anything else I'm missing. We're missing Wands and Cups. Kind of like, I mean, you could kind of say that this is a little bit of a Wands being shown in here. I'm thinking about like how there's no cups in this reading and no wands, so like your emotions and your energy are like not called into question right now. This is about the practicalness, about how you're trying to rationalize every little thing. Okay, and I get the vision of someone who's like, I need a plan so detailed in order to take action that it ends up like you're wasting so much time. You're wasting so much time because you're trying to be a perfectionist about it. That's the biggest thing that I'm seeing here. Procrastination is what's like these swords are killing you. Like as you keep holding it mentally, I'm saying not like killing you, not like with death being here. I'm saying like it's killing your momentum. I'm seeing someone who is trying to get things done, but then kind of like starts over again. And then the thoughts just pile up over and over. Like just more start piling up there, and then that's when it becomes unbearable, and that's when like kind of like the idea then dies and ends there. It is no longer. And for some of you, that might be the best action. If you are having such a stressful time getting this action done that it is starting to clutter your mind, release it. It is not meant for you then. Let it go. Like that arrow, just shoot it. Let it go. It's an action to get rid of, to release. And start again on something that makes you feel powerful. Something that you're like, you know what? This brings me no doubts. And I know sometimes people don't want to hear that because you want to get your idea to work. You want to get it off the ground. But it was never on the ground to begin with. You were never able to ground it, okay? You were never able to ground it, pile number 3. You were never able to see it. You were never able to really envision. Like, you were able to envision, like, what the outcome would be. Like, how we can see, like, the castles and such in the background. But getting there was too daunting of a task that it brought you more stress. Release it. There is another opportunity that is available to you. Like, with death comes into this message of being able to transform, that Scorpio energy. Another symbol for Scorpio is a phoenix rising from the ashes. Kind of like if you let this idea just go, you can release a lot of your stress. And there could be an element from this idea, that you want to take action in on. One little phase of it that you're like, you know what, it was too big of a picture, but if I narrow it down just to one, I can plant that seed. I can get that started. That is something that doesn't bring me to my end here. It doesn't stress me out. It doesn't drain my energy. I actually want to get moving with it. Okay, so keep that in mind. Definitely, for sure. Pile number 3, what is something that you need to surrender? What is it that you need to surrender? Pile number 3. Wow. Surrender to your full power. And do we not see this? Are you seeing this? Is my camera allowing you to see this? It is 2 figures holding a spear. In this one, surrender to your full power. Actually, I don't know again if my camera is going to allow this to come into focus. I am going to read it though. Your life is calling for you to step into your full power rather than playing it small. That is your big transformation, and it's you that is eliminating yourself. It is you calling things into question, things that you've been procrastinating doing, that you're too scared of doing, that you don't want this transformation to happen because it might be a painful one. But this power, this pain will make you grow stronger, and you'll have more confidence in yourself, allowing this transformation. Kind of like when I'm seeing like the page, it's like ending childish actions and becoming an adult. Seeing how far you can go, acting more, like I said, there's a point of moderation of acting rational and seeing the end game. It's a whole other extreme if all it does is bring you nothing but stress. And for some of you, stepping into your full power is ending a cycle, ending this, what is it called? Illusion. There we go. This illusion that you hold yourself in order to let this new phase of your life kind of kick off. And no matter what, like I said, it could be very painful to you to have to let go, but it'll be a great thing for you in the long run. And then the card at the bottom, surrender to creativity. Let your imagination soar. Stay open to all creative ideas about how to pursue a dream or to solve a problem. This is what I was talking about, like you kind of like, if you get rid of it, you surrender it, you're like, you know what, no more, I'm not dealing with this, this brings me too much stress, I'm about to release it because I've never grounded it yet. You might find something else that you didn't see before. It's a new perspective, a new way to see the situation. It's creativity. It's letting that get pumping, and this is where that creativity, those cups kind of come into play with Scorpio being here. That is a bit of that water energy that the cups would bring into here. So we see a little bit of that coming into play. Okay. Let me think. Which one? I'm picking. Now these I have not even picked, these extra oracles. I'm just kind of going with what the vibe was here to see what oracles would fit here. And I actually think I have one, but I have to grab it for you, pile number 3. Okay. Let me get them out of the box. Ooh, they're already wanting to spill out of here. We have a message, oracle from the fairies, a message from the fairies. Let's see what words they have to say. Definitely got this idea. I got like the vision to use this with that surrender to creativity card, and kind of like the magical vibe that these cards provide. Let's do this one more time. What message do you have for pile number 3? Light. The fairy queen of light comes to shed love and light into your current situation and to remind you that light can penetrate the darkness. And we have like these 2 pillars of light going into here. We have the 2 pillars back here in death, and kind of like understand. And also we've got like 2, like we're seeing duality. We're seeing a lot of 2s without 2s being present. But seeing light kind of shed in the darkness of like this current time when you're trying to focus in on something, when you're trying to focus in on, like you said, this idea that you need to surrender. Sorry if you can hear my doggy in the background. Most of you know that's Guinness. Excuse me. This kind of brings in a message of like, also thinking of light after you deal with your problems. I was talking about the light in the sun. I'm just thinking about this now, like it's all tying in beautifully together. There is light. There is after, I'm also getting the feeling like after you've dealt with this, you kind of like stopped your procrastination and dealt with your problems, like you feel lighter. You've taken action. And I'm also, without the Queen of Wands being present, this is very much a lot of Queen of Wands bringing that light, that fire to the reading. With surrendering to your full power, this is also the Strength card as well, having the Lion being present here and kind of like having strength and courage to get things done, and like things are changing. All right, let me think. We're going to do for you pile number 3, but for sure, hold on, baby. I don't know if you can hear my doggy in the background. He's just letting me know that he was guarding the house. You might see him live on stream, so if you ever want to see him, you can join the Discord as well if you want to see pictures. We post pictures of our dogs, of all of the pets from the community in there. Okay, let me pull a color that is calling out to you, pile number 3. Tangerine, be spontaneous and have some fun. Oh my gosh, totally. For some of you, you definitely need just to have some fun. That might be your creative release, because we see a lot of stress happening here. So maybe some of you just need to have, just go out and have some fun. We have this tangerine color, this bright orange color. This is also, remember, this is a color you can kind of like the light that's surrounding you in this shade. Maybe you want to do that. You can wear this color. You can do it as jewelry, in your hair, as makeup, as your clothes, painting your nails if you'd like to kind of have this energy to help bounce you back and kind of remember this. We also see, and I know it's hard to see on my camera, but we see orange in the surrendering to your full power. You might feel very powerful in the color orange. So keep that in mind. Otherwise, you can envision the color orange surrounding you. Okay, so we're definitely, let's pull in, because you might be having a very tough time. Let us pull in some self-care for you, pile number 3. What is something you can do for some self-care? Ooh, okay, so we have one already. Create art. Create art. To get creative, you need to create some art. That is pretty straightforward. And the card at the bottom of the deck is pleasure. Some of you need to seek your own pleasure to get your mind off of things. Pleasure with yourself, with a partner, wherever you feel comfortable doing. Or just more of like pleasuring your senses, having good food, listening to good music, you know, having different textures across your skin, you know, something soft and cozy. You know, that could be a sign as well for some of you. And then intuition. Okay. Last one that fell out is intuition, which is also very close to the 8 of Swords. Trusting your intuition. Trusting also, when we're seeing all of this, that you don't have to see it to believe it. Remember, we're talking about trusting that gut instinct, trusting in your own voice, that your voice holds power as well. Taking trust in that, trusting like your intuition, that you have a connection to the universe in that way. I'm gonna put you right there, and then we're going to end. Hold on, let me try to grab it. Actually, I'm going to grab another deck. So we're talking about the universe. We're going to bring up Starry Beginnings. This is a message from the universe. This can also go as an affirmation. What message is it that you need to hear right now, pile number 3? It is safe to let go. You are surrounded by love. Whew. Okay, well, If that didn't say it more than once in this whole reading, I don't know what else to tell you. It is safe to let go. You are surrounded by love. Like I said before, for some of you, this is surrendering that idea. It wasn't grounded to begin with. You need to focus on letting it go so that you can find something that you are more passionate about. And like I said, it could be you were thinking too big, so now you are like too big of an idea where with so many parts of so many things. Let's bring it back down. Let's focus in on one that is very much more aligned and attuned with what you can actually take action on. You know, after you kind of like taken some time to create something, you're getting more creative, more hands-on with it, you know, and this is you stepping into power, because it is a powerful thing to be able to let something go. Okay, there's a lot of courage and faith it takes to let something go that is no longer seen to your needs in order and not letting it stress you out anymore. All right, pile number 3, thank you so much for being here. If you resonated with this reading, please make sure to thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, share it with a friend, drop me a comment. What do you thought of this reading? Did it resonate with you? Was there a good card in here that you liked or you didn't like? If you would like to do an energy exchange, you want to give me a tip, you can do so via my Ko-Fi. Not necessary, but totally appreciated. It helps to update the cards and decks that I use for this reading, for private readings, private readings that are personal to you, and for more content creation like this. I pull cards live on my Instagram. You can find me there, follow all my socials. You can join the Discord if you like more tarot content. Otherwise, I will catch you in the next video. Thank you again for being here. I truly do appreciate it. Bye.